Hi, Vismai here, chiropractor. I'm currently in Hokkaido, which is an island in the north of Japan, and we're away on a small snowboarding trip with my son. And I'd just like to share some reflections just as the morning starts here, this beautiful light. Just some reflections on retention. We're in a chairlift now, and it just made me think of a really cool analogy with retention and climbing the mountain of a high retention chiropractic office. It's a really big effort to really win the loyalty of your community, and it doesn't come so easily. It's very different than practice growth. But what I really liked about the ski resort and these lifts that we're climbing up the mountain in, they're really leveraged tools, and somebody's really designed this mountain. Nothing here is random. And with the design of the chairlift, it just makes getting up this mountain so much easier. You know, it's the tool that we can all get on and thousands of people can use, and you get on it repeatedly throughout the day. Somebody's put a lot of time and investment and development into it long before we've got here. But what's interesting, some of the chairlifts are like short runs, some of them are a little bit more complex, some of them are also ending up where really nice cafes are. So community and getting the community together is also something for skiing. And I find that with chiropractic too, with high retention, it's not just about the chiropractic, just like it's not just about the skiing here. Like, of course, everybody skiing is primary, and snowboarding for us is the primary reason we come. But it's also the community and the people we meet and the friends we come with, and it's the same with the chiropractic office. So I like to, when I'm designing a high retention office, it does require a lot of design thought, and it does require a lot of tools. So if you think about the high retention as a mountain, and then the tools that you're going to need are things like a new patient welcome booklet. Now, that new patient welcome booklet, it's a forward-facing thing for the client. So it's not like a professional note-taking that you need to have in your professional notes for your registration body. This is something that a client takes home with a basic understanding of what's going on with their bodies, and some basic things to do that increases the likelihood that they'll be making small habitual changes to their health. And they need to come back to that document every day for about 30 days. Then you need to build in rhythm, and I prefer to do that with either some sort of quarterly newsletter or book of the month or something like that. But then, you know, with people that have been in chiropractic care for like 12 months, and you do a review with them and you think, you know, they've been on just their maintenance schedule, and all of a sudden they say, look, I'm going to just try and see how my life goes without chiropractic, and I'll come back to you, and I'll call you back if my symptoms come back. And at that point, you've got to be able to precede that kind of apathy creep before it happens. So the biggest way we do that is getting people to community challenges and to community events. But we've just had lunch here in the snow. We met up with some friends, and it's really a big part of the snowboarding week for us. Of course, we're all day fanging up and down mountains, but we're having so many nice chats on the chairlift and so much communal involvement. So that, for long-term stuff, if you want to get out of diagnostic symptomatic care, you have to move into other ways to attract people into your chiropractic message beyond the chiropractic adjustment. So, you know, I've given so much thought to the design and the tools of it. You know, you can't really have a high retention office without those certain tools. What will make it go way faster though is if yourself, once you've built the tools, if you're really good in using it in a nuanced way, those tools act as a great framework. And if you can start to master them, your retention and referrals and reactivations will become way easier, actually. Just like with this chairlift, at the start and the finish, there's always people helping you get on and helping you get off and serving it and making sure the safety's right. And they all know what they're doing. That's their role. So if your CA is not trained in how to use those tools, you're just missing a huge resource that's sitting in your waiting room anyway. The CAs are always there anyway, so use them for ways where they can have a toolbox to use to help you grow your practice. And a lot of those tools were actually designed by my CAs initially anyway. And why the CAs also like them, it's not a script, it's more like a simple framework, and they use those framework without needing to change their personalities whatsoever, actually. So it doesn't matter if somebody's introvert, extrovert, or easy to get rapport with clients or not. Just distributing those tools into your community just makes a huge difference on how the practice goes. But yes, so that was my message, just the analogy of climbing the mountain. It's a worthy pursuit. You do need tools, In one hand, I could just go and walk up all these mountains too, but just having this tool of the chairlift makes it so much easier. And there's just a lot more people here because of these chairlifts. If everyone had to walk up, there'd be way less people, And that should help you identify a few of the problems that globally we've got with chiropractic, because we've got a great healing profession, but a lot of the public isn't sticking around into hundreds or thousands of adjustments throughout their life, and that's just a real shame. So a big part of that problem too is just keeping the attention of a society. It needs to have this kind of elegant, subtle volatility to keep people's attention long term, because we're competing against so much these days with apps, and people have got full busy lives as it is, and so if we want to maintain some sort of level of value and presence in their lives, we need to be clever with how we design all the touch points that they go through. A concept that's really worth getting into is this idea that you can't really manage your way to high retention. It requires just a hell of a lot more design thinking, and it doesn't really work well in random environments. So just zoom out sometimes from your practice and really just think, what tools am I needing? How can I design the best sort of 6-month journey for people to go through? And just like this ski field here, with so many runs all over the place here, and it's just been so well thought about and so well designed. There's maps where you can really learn where you need to go and what's the best way to go. There's places that lead you into certain valleys, but it's all very clear. But somebody has really thought about this intensely. So if you'd like any help with any of the tools, you can go to my website, thevismai.com, and there's a couple of free resources there for you. And if you're ready, I've got my welcome booklets in there. That's a paid resource, and I've got templates there for you, as well as staff training courses. They're really quite simple to implement. We've put a lot of time into designing things, and you can easily change those tools into your own branding to suit your own practice. But then there's some nice staff training there included too, if you really want to get into start really designing a journey that clients can go on. But that's where I definitely would start, is just making a really good welcome booklet document for the clients to go home with, so that they get an understanding of their journey, not so much a deep understanding about chiropractic, but just an understanding of where this whole thing's going and where it's headed. It also puts them onto certain habits very quickly. And the other thing is it takes a client right quickly through this, what I call the first initial step with long-term care, and that is to change them from being quite apathetic about chiropractic, and also about their results in general. They just want to get results, and that's it. But it takes them from that health level of understanding into just the first level of awareness, where they just get a whole idea that they've got a lot more agency in their healing journey. But without getting that initial first increase in their own level of awareness through certain habits we get them to do, it's very difficult then to alter the reason why people come to you long term beyond the symptoms present or absent. Some people stay in care because they've got symptom relief, and other people stay in care or leave care because they got symptom relief, and other people stop coming because they didn't get any symptom relief. So there's quite a nebulous indicator to see if somebody's going to stay long term. So design a thing, spend a bit of time on it, and I'll see you in another film. Thanks for listening. Anyway, that's over and out from Japan, and we see you on another video.